Alrighty, this tutorial is going to be about how to create a picture that looks like it's disintegrating. And we're going to take a picture of Paul George and make it look like he's disintegrating off to the right here. So first thing we need to do is go File and open up the picture of Paul George. And that picture will be in Resources of My Big Campus. And you should be able to find that. It should be right above this video. And if you have help, just look around on Resources of My Big Campus and it should be there. Now the other things you're going to need these two toolboxes here. And Gimp has these floating toolboxes that you guys close a lot of the times, and if you close them like that and you need them, just go Windows and say Recently Closed Docs, and then open the toolbox, Windows, Recently Closed, and then the layers and channels, and it should be there. You can also find some of the other options you need. You can click on this little guy here and say Tool Menu Options, and you can add a tab if you need to add some things that I don't have. Tool options we're going to be using quite a bit today. The layers, you can also go to Windows and Dockable Dialogues and do the same thing. You can open up your layers and it'll open that up for you. Toolbox, it'll open those things up. So look around for that, and if you don't have those, then you'll need to get those open. Now the first thing we need to do to this picture is we need to right click on it and say Add Alpha Channel. And what Alpha Channel does, that was right click and we said Add Alpha Channel. And what the Alpha Channel does is it takes the backdrop here and we can erase it and turn it into a transparent layer so we can put another color over it. And I chose this picture because it's pretty easy to get rid of the background here. There's good difference between the background and his uniform and body and everything, so we can do that pretty easily. Let's click on the scissors, and I'm going to do this pretty quick. You might take your time a little bit more, and you can kind of see it follows his arm. It can tell the difference between his body and the background, and it follows along. And again, you might need to zoom in a little bit, but it should kind of follow along fairly well, since there's so much contrast here. And there it goes. And we'll go out here, we'll click down, let's click in his armpit, and then down the side here. And if you get off a little bit, you can kind of drag it in a little bit. It should kind of follow along with what you're wanting to do. You don't have to go all the way down. You can kind of stop just a little bit. There it goes. There, and then click on the let me drag that down just a bit. Click on the very first button that you started with, and then press the enter button plus enter key, or you can click in the middle of them. So I went all the way around. I clicked on that first button, the first little circle that I started with, and I pressed enter, or you can click right in the middle of him, and it should start having this moving dotted line going around him. And I'm going to go to Select and Invert, and now you should see the dotted line going around the outside as well as him. And I'm going to hit the Delete key on the keyboard, so I'm going to go Delete, and all the background is gone now. I can also go Edit and Cut. I can cut that out, or edit and I'm not seeing the one I want there. But anyway, you can hit the delete key, or you can go to cut, and it'll do it either way. I'm going to hit delete again and get rid of that background. Then go select and none. So you should get rid of that dotted line and go select and none. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a new layer, and we're going to click on white. Usually we do transparency, but this time we want to say white and hit OK. and he's gone right now. So what we need to do is make sure we click on this new layer we just made and hit this down green arrow. Or you can drag this layer and just pull it down underneath him. You can flip-flop those pretty easily around using those arrows either way. So now we have a white background around him, and we have him standing there. Next thing we need to do is we need to make a copy of Paul. So make sure you're clicked on picture of Paul and hit duplicate, and then we're going to mess with this picture right here. Okay, so now we're going to click on, make sure we have this clicked here, and right click on the copy. So right click and say alpha to selection, and now he should have that dotted line moving around him again. And we're going to go to the scale tool, which is this one right here, and click on the scale, and we're going to click on the picture, and we're going to drag it to the right, kind of stretch him out a little bit, and also up. So over and up, and kind of make him a little bit bigger, scale him up a little bit from what he was. And also, there should be this little circle right here in the middle. If you click, and you can kind of move him back down this way. Maybe somewhere like that. And so we scaled him up, and we moved him back a little closer to him. And so this is kind of what you're wanting to do here. And once you got something like that you're satisfied with, hit the scale button. And now think about it, and there it is. Alright, so now we have this floating layer here that's we scaled up, and we're going to hit the anchor button right here. And now it should be back anchored on this new layer that we had. And next thing we're going to do is we're going to right click on the copy, the scaled up image, and say add layer mask. And we want it to say black full transparency. Usually by default it's white. We want to click on black full transparency and hit add. And as long as this right here is black, hit OK. As long as your box right here is black and this one's white, we should be good. So make sure this top one here is black. And then we're going to click on the eraser. And you're going to click on the right here. It should be a circle probably for you. We'll click on that little button and go to the bottom. And right by this little, I think it's a pepper or apple or something. It should be one that says Vine. It's this little green one here. Click on that, and you should see Vine pop up. Now for me, I scaled this up. I clicked on that and typed in 200. Oops. Typed in 200 and pressed enter. And that scaled it up a little bit. I think by default it was like 20. And on my image it was really small. But I want to scale this up to 200. And yours might be a little different, but you can decide what you want to do. And then click on the original picture of Paul George that we had here. So this original picture, click on that. And we got the eraser selected and Vine. And we're going to start deleting some of Paul here. And you can play around with this. Might really get his arm good. And what the vine is, it just kind of adds this, it looks like a poison ivy or something like that, and it's just kind of a random pattern that we want to have, as he looks like he's disintegrating like that. There we go, something like that. And then next thing we're going to do is we're going to click on this top layer here of where we have this black layer mask, and now start clicking over here. And you see what we're doing is we are erasing, so we have black selected, we are erasing this black and we're showing up the picture below it. And so we are adding, you get some just random stuff here, and makes it look like he is sort of drifting apart from himself and kind of vaporizing off to the side here. And again, it takes a little playing around, see what you can come up with. But something maybe like that. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure we have this top layer selected here. We're going to go to Filters and Blur and Gaussian Blur, and something like 5 maybe, I don't know. You can kind of play around with it. We just want to take the hard edge away from it just a little bit, kind of fuzz it up, and hit OK. And didn't look like it did do much, but it did soften it up just a little bit. Then we're going to click on the original layer right here and go Filters, and we're going to go to Distorts, and all the way down here at the bottom says Wind, and click on that. And you see you want styles wind, direction left, edge affected leading, and looks like he's going to kind of vaporize away and drift away. 3 would probably be okay for this, and hit OK. And so now you can see it's just kind of like he's sweeping away into the wind. And that's all there is to it. Next thing we'll do is we'll go File and Export, and make sure that you have JPEG. If you need to click down here and find JPEG to export it, Paul George, hit Export, and it should be it'll come up with this little box here. Exist, replace it, and hit Export on that. And that's all there is to it. If you have questions, ask around, watch the video again. I'll be back on Friday.